All is being orchestrated. Channeled by James McConnell and Dr. Susan Sammarco. May 5, 2016. Website: newsununity.com. Produced by Higher Self.
These messages were given during our weekly Sunday Prepare for Change and Ancient Awakenings joint call with Hen over Blog Talk Radio in Glendale, Arizona on May 1, 2016. Sananda. This is Sananda. It is always wonderful to be with all of you in this way. To speak out to so many that can hear these words and resonate to these words. Because that is what is important, whether you resonate or not to these words. Because it is important for you to always use your discernment in all of these matters. Whether it is the source we are coming through now, or whatever other ones we decide to use at various times. Because we are reaching out to you, we are giving messages to you to help you in your endeavors, to help you in your everyday life to move forward in your ascension process. And that's what this is all about. It's your ascension process. And everything that we have been doing, and everything that you have been doing up to this point, is to lead to the culmination, the crescendo of all that has come before this. And you are now, as I have said and others have said, now reaching the finish line. You are at the finish line. And there are so many things that are happening still in the background and still so many things yet to come, and there are many things that cannot yet be shared. But there are some things that we can. And that is what we are here to do today. We have a full slate, we have information, we have messages, and yes, even announcements. And we have been waiting and moving toward this particular time to bring this out. Because, as you know, the third wave is on its way. The third wave that is supposed to more fully hit sometime this summer, somewhere in June around the summer solstice. This is when this is supposed to culminate. But of course the energies are building now. And you have the first two waves previous to this. Those of you that were in the first wave, and that is most of who I am speaking to now, you were in the first wave. You were the ones that moved up in vibration at that time, back in September of year 2015. In that wave brought the energies up and you came up with those energies, your frequency increased at that time. And now the second wave came in March, and that wave came through and swept across the planet and brought you, those of you the first wavers, up higher in vibration. We are hearing the stories now. We are hearing the various testimonials now, of all of you that are experiencing these higher vibrations, moving into these of blissful states. And isn't it wonderful as you move into these states, as you are able to experience these higher frequencies, these higher dimensional understandings. And yes, it is an understanding that is coming to all of you that hear these stories soon. You will not be just hearing the stories but living the stories. I know I use the word soon, but please understand that at some point it will happen. At some point you will experience all of these things we have been talking about. It is a major build-up process that is going on. It is all part of the ascension process, all part of this great orchestration that is occurring not only from us, not only from you, those of you, but also those of the galactics and inner earth, those of the higher celestial beings. All of us are working together to bring this orchestration about, and one of the things then that is coming about is something that our next speaker is going to share. That is Saint Germain. He is the one who speaks about the New Republic, he is the one that speaks of the currency exchanges. So I'm going to release now to our dear brother Saint Germain to give you a little bit more. Peace and love be with each of you. Saint Germain. This is Saint Germain, and yes, as our dear brother Sananda has said, there are many changes coming. Many changes are afoot now. You are in the process of a complete changeover in your governmental structure. Much has been happening in the background. Many of you have seen the rumors or heard the rumors, and you know of what I speak when I speak of a republic, the New Republic. the one that you were supposed to be from the beginning, and it was changed over to meet those needs of those who would enslave you, that would hold you down. And they have done this to the best of their ability, but even to the best of their ability they cannot overcome all of the forces at work against them. And these forces of the light are moving against them even now as we speak. And they know at this time that they have lost this particular war. They are still fighting the battles, they're still fighting the skirmishes, because they still think at the final moment they will be rescued, they will be shifted out of this experience here and moved into their nirvana, their heaven, whatever you would call it. They are still expecting this, and this is why they continue to hang on, but they know that it is a lost cause, deep down they know this. And they have been given many opportunities to turn over to the light, to change, to move into a newer understanding of being in the light, just as of old. So you see, all of these that you call your enemies now someday you will call friend and brother. And other days past this, beyond, before this, you called your friend and your brother and your sister. So know that all of these things that are happening now, all of these things that are changing, are preordained. They are part of this great orchestration, as Sananda has said. And this new republic is upon you now, as well as the blessings that you have heard so much about with the various currency exchanges. Those of you that have the currency, you will be in good stead at that time to exchange that and move into a place of balance, not into a place of instant riches, not into a place of becoming an instant millionaire, although some of you will be. But that is not the goal is to bring about balance. And all of you are working in this respect to bring that balance forward, and you are very close to that now. The release is coming. The release is shortly to be announced in a number of different ways. And your republic, it stands now, it is in effect now, but it has not yet been announced to the general public here in this country. And your NISRA, National Economic Security and Reformation Act, has not yet been announced, but it is there and ready to roll out. And when it rolls out, all things in your life will alter. You will have a completely different understanding of your life, and you will be moving out of the illusion that has been created here, and that you have been a part in creating this illusion. Even though you have done it at a more unconscious level, you have been a part of this, and many in your past lives, you have been a part in creating this illusion as well. Because it was necessary at the time, and it is necessary still up till now, but very soon it will be released, and you will move through the veil, or the veil will drop completely. It is dissipating now. Many of you are finding that you are able to see more and more through the veil now. You are getting the glimpses that have been spoken of in many different ways. You look at the sky and you see a different sky now, you look at the sun and you see a different sun, you look at the stars and you see twinkling in the stars, saying, "Those are ships." You are seeing these things. It is real. You are feeling the atmosphere change, you are feeling the climate change, you are feeling the energy change. All of this is a part of this great orchestration and the ascension process. So be patient just a little bit longer. All is about shift, and it is a major shift that is coming. There will be a few minor shifts, but there is that major shift, that one that you call the event. There are those events that will lead to this, but the major event is not far off, and it will culminate somewhere around the time of this summer of 2016. It will be brought in by the third wave, and the third wave will lead to the various events, and the event, as you understand it, the galactic pulse that will hit the earth. All of this is coming, all of this is a part of the new expression, what the guardian of the new dispensation calls after the dawn. You are approaching that after the dawn now, so as I say, be patient a little longer. I am going to release this channel now to another who will share another part of this expression that is occurring. All of my peace and love be with all of you. I am Saint Germain. Adama. I am Adama. I do not share very often through this one. And to those of you, my beloved those of the Hollow Earth Network, but it is a time now to bring these messages across because the frequencies have reached a heightened awareness that now these things can be brought out. There is an excitement that is building in our areas beneath the earth, an excitement that is building. It has been building for some time, but now it is an increased intensity because we have come to the understanding that it is time now to begin to open the doors. We are going to begin more and more to look at opening the doors to bring you in and us out. It is time now to begin to mingle more and more with our surface brethren. Those of you that have been with us for so long ago and have been with us in the heart all of these many thousands of years now, we have been waiting for this time, waiting for this opportunity just as you have been, and the doors are nearly ready to be flung open. Does that mean you will be in Hollow Earth or in Telos very shortly? Maybe, that is yet to be seen, but it does mean that those of us will be coming up, we will emerge to the surface. It is called the Great Emergence for us, and we will come to the surface and we will be a part of you and you will be a part with us. And one day soon we will be knocking on your door and joining your groups, your various groups, coming in, and you will see these 8-foot, 10-foot, whatever it is, although we will bring our physical expression down a little bit more to meet yours. But you will know by our countenance and you will know by our energy who we are. Those times are sure to be coming now, we would say soon, we would say imminent, but you have become so accustomed to those words that they have very little meaning to you now. But know that even if we use those words, that it all is meaning the same thing. It is very shortly to be a part of your expression, and we are very shortly to be a part of your expression, part of your love, part of your understanding. You will come to know us just as we know you now. We know each and every one of you, please understand this, you were all a part of Lemuria with us, you were all a part of Atlantis with us, in one respect or another. And many of you left in those times when the cataclysms were approaching, you left on the ships, but many of you also stayed behind. You stayed to be within this evolution, to see this all the way through, all that you volunteered for you stayed to see it through. And we commend you, we applaud you now, for all of your sacrifice to be a part of this great illusion, to be a part of this matrix of illusion. But the times are short now, the frequencies are raising, and it is time now to release this illusion, to move beyond this veil, to drop this veil entirely. You, all of you, came here to be a part of this great shift, and once the shift happens, you will look back on these past 3 years or more and look at it as just a drop in the ocean. And it will have very little meaning to you as you look back on the past, because you will be so involved, so immersed in the joy that these changes will bring to you and to all of us. All of my peace and love be with all of you. Adonai. This is Adama, one who serves. Greetings to you. One who serves here with you with this funny Tibetan accent and all, and we are here to answer your questions. We know Ashira and Lady Nada are standing by, and we can assist you in anything that we can. We do not have a lengthy message, you have already gone through that, so we will get, as you say, right to the point here and ask for your questions, if you have them. Anyone first here in the room here to have questions here in Ancient Awakenings? Question: I have a question, this is Sue. So the mentors that we have been hearing about for some time are from the inner earth as well as our families on other planets? One who serves, yes, all of the above and more so, much more than you can possibly imagine. Those of the elemental world, the fairies, and all of this, they are there, the galactics, the celestial beings, we the ascended masters, those from inner earth and hollow earth, all of them are going to be here with you in various respects, in various ways. But the mentorship is not going to be in this type of respect here as we are doing here through this one, James, through to you. It is going to be in a more physical form when the time comes, when the frequencies raise enough, and they are, as you have heard now, very close to being raised enough. So frequencies are changing rapidly across the planet. the waves have moved across the planet entirely and waiting now for the third wave of energy to come through, and then certainly, as Saint Germain said, the Galactic Pulse as well. Does this answer your question? It does, and if I could ask one more question, if you just review once again what the event is all about as is being mentioned. One who serves, yes, Ashira, do you want to answer this? Ashira, no, why don't you go ahead? One who serves, very good. The event is so many things to so many people, it becomes something that is beyond understanding in some ways, but we will give it in a two-part way here. The event is a galactic pulse that is going to come into the planet, comes from the great galactic sun, the central sun. And it will be a pulse of energy that comes in, and it has already been coming for some time, but the more direct pulse will come at a certain point when the frequencies have raised enough and the vibrations have raised enough across the entire planet. So this is what the event is, this part of the event. And when this occurs, there will be so many things happening here at the three-dimensional level that will be raising everything to the higher vibrations. So everything that is three-dimensional with raise into fourth or even fifth and higher dimensional experience. Those things of the three-dimensional will fade away, they will fade away, some immediately and some over a period of time. As to your memories and all of these things, all of these will fade as you go along. And the major event though will be preceded by many smaller events first. These are the dominoes that have been spoken of for a very long time here. And as the first domino begins to fall, each one will fall directly after that. One will hit the next one and the next one and so on. And the first dominoes to fall will be, if you can visualize this, smaller dominoes, and these smaller dominoes will then lead to knocking over the bigger dominoes and bigger ones hit and so on until the final one. You see? Does this answer your question? Thank you. Then we move over to you and for your participation. Segue to N and Hollow Earth Network. Question: this is Christine from Knoxville, Tennessee. My question is, I never get hurt, and the last couple weeks, I've gotten hurt a couple of times, you know, and I never expect to get hurt. My affirmations and I don't get hurt. So how it is this happening when, you know, supposedly law of attraction says what you believe, you get, and that's not what I'm getting. I end up having these injuries I never expected to happen. How am I attracting this to me when that's not what I expect? Ashira: so Christina, are these accidents happening at work or in your leisure time? One happened at work, and then I went to a conference to see, a free conference in Johnson City, to see a world-renowned healer who does a healing session with a whole group of about 500 people, and when I walked outside it was pouring rain and I fell outside and hurt my finger and my hand. I was like, okay, lovely, so one happened at work and one happened when I went to get some healing from this healing session. Ashira: okay, you know, we would say this is just a matter of poor timing of things happening in the 3D physical world. It is not something that you were doing incorrectly or wrong in any way. Forgive yourself for that. Take care whatever happens in your body and move forward knowing that everything is working for you to have a full, complete, happy experience with your life and your body. All right? Thank you. All right, one who serves. One who serves, and we would add here that you are all still somewhat within the illusion at times. There are times when you move beyond this illusion, you move beyond out of the matrix and into the higher vibrations, higher dimensions. But in these times when you find yourself in a 3D world, such as when you go to, even though it was somewhat of a higher vibrational concert or experience that you went to, there are still many there that are of different vibrations than you are more used to associating with, and those other vibrations can lead to keeping one in lower vibrations as you understand this. So as you are going through your daily life, as you can, bring yourself into higher vibrations even when you are associated with those of lower vibration, in terms of a crowd or in terms of a great number of people, you see? So this can be of assistance, but also, as Ashira has said, it simply is what it is sometimes. So there may be here and there, it may be part of the orchestration. It is not by accident, as you know, there are no accidents. So there is something that you need to ascertain from when this happens, whether it is an injury or a sickness of some type, whatever it is. Your consciousness may be slipping a little bit, it can be a number of things. Okay. Okay, thank you. Question: Hi, this is Karen in Oregon, and my first question is, I've been guided to ask about the video put forth with the pyramids pier, and the upside down caps rotating above the pyramids, if you would like to share some insight into that, what's happening. Not just in the 3D consciousness, but in other aspects of what that is all about, in the frequencies that it's bringing about for all of humanity. One who serves, yes, this is for those who have eyes to see and ears to hear. So some will look at this and scoff at it and think it is a product of manipulation on what is your word processing program or how you create on the internet. Your YouTube, whatever it might be, it is photoshopping, these types of things. So understand at one point that there will be those who will experience it and they will not see it for what it really is, then there will be those that will not even ever see it to begin with. They will not be aware of it, and if anybody brings it up they will scoff at that. Then there are those of you that see this and see it for what it is. You realize it and you resonate to it, you know there is something to this. And yes, certainly there is something to this. This is the re-energizing of the pyramids across the planet, this is the re-energizing of these ley lines that have been taken over, you might say, taken control of by the dark forces, by the cabal over a period of time. But they have been released to the light forces, and these are the energies being reactivated again to bring the pyramids, and many other structures by the way that will also experience this, bring all of these structures back into line to create these energy vortexes across the planet again. It is all part of the great orchestration, and those of you that are seeing this know that it is real. There is a very strong resonance that is happening because of this. This will help to send vibrations more and more across the planet so that the waves that come across have more and more impact, you might say. Anything to add here, Ashira? Ashira, no, you took it well. One who serves, very good. Does this answer your question? Question: absolutely. I also heard that the obelisks are being also energized in the higher frequencies to benefit us also. One who serves, yes, that is correct, we spoke of other structures. Yes, this is correct. Question: my second question I've been guided to ask is, I keep having people knocking at my door. And it's getting me really excited for the day when somebody comes knocking at my door with, you know, that message that we're all waiting. This is not just for me, it's for all of us that we're having the sound of somebody knocking at our doors. I know it's getting me really excited, but I'm discerning whether I want to go to the door or not, but I would like to speak into that also. One who serves, we are very excited as well again, but we will turn this over to Ashira if she wishes. Ashira: well, again, those who have eyes to see and ears to hear, those who are waiting for the mentors to arrive, those who are waiting for the events to arrive on their doorstep. Yes, some of you are hearing knocks, knocks at your doors, knocks at your windows, knocks inside. This is a way of believing is seeing. Believing it, you're hearing it, you're seeing it. And it's manifesting for you in your space where you live, where you work. This is an exciting time for all of us, and we are excited by you, and for you, as well. One who serves? One who serves, yes, and you have all heard of synchronicities that occur, such as when you are just going about your daily life, and you hear a phone ringing in your ear. And the next thing you know, the phone has gone off. You see, This is one example. So you are hearing these knocks even though there is no one at the door. This is precursor of the times when there will be those at the door, and they will not be your neighbors, as you know them now. Laughter. Very good, thank you, grand love. Question: hello, I'm Nadia in Florida, and some of us are having encounters with galactic beings. And one morning I wanted to go to the UPS store, and no matter how many times I tried, something would not let me leave the house. And finally at 1 o'clock in the afternoon it allowed me to leave, and when I got to the UPS store there were 2 employees there and a male customer, and then of course me. And the minute I walked in, an energy went from my stomach area to the male customer's stomach area. And at first glance he looked like one step above a homeless man. But the more I looked at him I could tell that his hair was not that disheveled, and that his clothing was made of the finest materials, and that his clothing was also protecting him. And I could just feel things about him. I could feel that he was staying in a gated community behind the door. I could feel how staturely he was. I could feel his power and his strength. Can you tell me what that encounter is all about? Am I from the same planet he's from? One who serves, we would ask you before we would give this, what was your understanding of this? I instantaneously felt that he was a galactic being. One who serves, yes, without coming right out and saying whether it is or it isn't, because as you know we are not in the habit of being too direct with you. Because if we are too direct with you then we do it for you, so we do all that we can to, and yes, some would say, skirt around the issue, that type of thing. But we also do what we can do to nudge you and guide you in the certain direction as your higher self wants, for it is always your higher self that is doing the guiding. Those of us that are mentoring to you in various ways, we are nudging you along, but we are only doing so with your higher self's acceptance or okay here. So to answer more directly as we can for this particular situation, you are experiencing something out of the ordinary, you might say. You are experiencing, again, those that have eyes to see. So for you, you are having this experience to raise your vibration in the countenance, or in the presence rather, of this particular one that you came across. And it is to show you that there is this other presence and that there are these other vibrations when you feel them. Does this make sense to you? Yes, it does. And do you know what was the energy that was going from stomach area to his? We would say whenever there is energy coming from the stomach, this is your third chakra, this is your fight or flight syndrome, and this is where your adrenal glands operate. And whenever this is happening, this is coming from the solar plexus, it is coming from the advanced or increased adrenaline production. And at times when it is coming from your third chakra, this is also the fear center, so there can be a mixture of different emotions that come from this. So as you were touching the other ones, you were experiencing just a little bit of not fear but disconsternation. Is that the right word? Does this work? Yes. Yes, Ashira, do you have anything here? Ashira, go ahead, you had something else to add, ma'am? Yes, I felt excitement, I felt enthralled, I was in awe. I mean, to me it was all positive. One who serves, yes, this is also from that area as well. Ashira, anything to add here? Ashira, let her finish. One who serves, very good. When I wanted to talk to him and I wanted to ask him if he was a galactic being, but I felt so awkward, and then when I left the store, of course the energy stopped and I wanted to wait outside and talk to him, but then I started having doubts. You know, what if he has a girlfriend, what if he has a wife, what if he thinks I'm coming on to him? So if I have another encounter like that, I think next time I'll stay around and wait for him and talk to him. Ashira, it varies in each situation, ma'am. He may be living a life in this 3D world and not have an awareness of who he truly is. You may be speaking with someone who is partly asleep or fully asleep, and it'd be very hard if the part of you was able to sense that very deep part of him, I felt that he was as much in awe as I was. Yes, so do not beat yourself up for this. You handled yourself appropriately. If it happens again, both of you or you and another person will be a totally different place down the road. Your energies will be different, the situation will be different, and you will indeed handle things differently because it will be a different time for you then. You know, I thank you both, and Ashira, every time you talk to me I feel the calming, beautiful energy coming from you, and you put me at peace, and I so enjoy listening to one who serves also, and I just thank all of you for being here. Well, we bless you and wish you the very best on your path. Thank you so much, all my love to you. One who serves, yes, I wish to add one more thing on this, and that is, you know of your book by Dan Millman, Way of the Peaceful Warrior, and did not that one came across a very similar situation, if you know the story? And it is a true story. When he met the one he called Socrates, at first did not want anything to do with him because he saw him as simply a gas station attendant, just as you first felt this one was a homeless being. And very similar though, the difference though is that he did approach this one and found much of his life changed as a result of this. So, and this is for all now, when you come across this type of situation in the future, why not stick around and see what happens? Okay. I totally agree. Thank you so much. Question: this is Fran from Washington State, and I have two questions if I might. The first is, was there significance in Bernie Sanders going to Rome, and did he visit with Pope Francis? And my second question is, what can you tell us about Paul Ryan? He seems to be mentioned a lot lately on the internet, and thank you so much, it's wonderful to have everybody. One who serves. What we are going to tell you why this is not directly what you are wishing to hear, because we have been saying and others have been saying for some time your various election process, as you know, it will not occur as you believe it will. It is not going to be the same old this time, not business as usual. There will be an election, but not as you are thinking it is going to be. It is not going to be Hillary Clinton. It is not going to be Ted Cruz or any of these other ones here. As to Bernie Sanders, as to Donald Trump, as to all of them, you will have to wait and see on this, but it is not going to be the election process as you know it now. Okay. Anything beyond it and we spoil the surprise, and also we are not in the habit of being the psychic source here that can give you information such as this. Okay. Anything to add here? Ashira. Ashira, no, I was going to say the same thing. We are on the same page, said the same words at the same time with one who serves. Question: yes, hello Anne, this is Barbara in Colorado. I'm sending so much love to you and all, and thank you for the amazing messages today. My question is, there has been, as you've spoken, so much vibrational awakening on the planet. Although it seems there is still much division, there's still much fear as exemplified, even though I'm not worried about the elections as you say, but all the people that are still in the darkness. I mean, they're still very easily persuaded otherwise. So if I'm correct, you talked about the order of things for perhaps the prosperity funds first, the New Republic, Nizara, all of these things are going to come, and then the event. My question is, how can we, or what kind of guidance will you be giving, especially those of us that are aware in light workers, just to help this awakening time and transition? Will you be giving some guidance of how, what more we can do to when people are going to possibly be in fear, or possibly, you know? Is there going to be an announcement before the New Republic? I mean, how is this going to be introduced? Which is such a change, and how can we help with that, if it makes sense? One who serves, yes, it makes very much sense. Ashira, do you want to go? Ashira, yes, I will go with this. Dear one, we know that there is much darkness still up on the planet in the minds of your human family. We know that there are a wide range of people who are open and shining light through their being fully, to those who are just starting to open, to those who have no opening at all. Into the large mass of people in the mass unconscious, and that mass unconscious is what those of you who have been working as light workers and energy workers and all of the other types of work that you are doing to change that unconscious, to help move and raise those vibrations. And the vibrations that you are increasing are not only yours, but all of those upon the planet. And when the third wave comes, that third wave raises again those people who have already been raised in the first and the second, and give new rise to those who are not yet awakened. And as you see this moving through, you will see that the people you did not expect to see start to awaken. Yes, we know we've talked about these things so many times. We talked about the announcements that will be taking place, and all of it will happen before and after that. The main thing, my friend, is that you can hold your space. Continue to work on your own consciousness, and know that everyone around you also is feeling the effects from that. And wherever you reach, ma'am, wherever you touch, you are able to affect a large part of the world that is streaming from you out into the rest of the world. The light workers are spread across this planet. The light workers are working in areas which you may not be able to even think about this time in your consciousness. Across the planet the light workers have brought the consciousness, the new consciousness, to this planet. And it is waiting for that third wave to awaken the rest. One who serves. One who serves, wonderful, you took the words right out of our mouth, or rather James's mouth. We have nothing to add to that. Very well said. Other questions? Thank you so much. Question: hi, good morning or good afternoon actually. This is Rich. Yeah, it's good to hear some confirmations about some of the stuff that's going on in the relevant to the changing of the guard, I guess, of the government, the monetary system. Is it correct that what I'm hearing is from the announcement was Saint Germain saying that this is actually happening now as a confirmation? Is that correct? Am I hearing that correctly? One who serves, it is happening now at the higher vibrations. It is not quite showing in your illusionary process or in your 3D paradigm yet, but it is happening at the higher vibrations. That's exactly what I feel, so that's exactly the way I've been feeling it or getting it. Question: so does it take a majority of people, or a critical mass of people, in order for this to fully manifest itself, or demonstrate it in the illusionary, or in the material realm? One who serves, it takes a raising of vibration, raising of frequency. You hear often of when the time is right, but we have been saying for a very long time now, that it is when the frequency is right. When the frequencies have raised across the planet enough, and you are very close to having those very frequencies raised to the point where all of these things can begin to manifest here in the higher 3D realm, not in the lower 3D realm, but the higher 3D realm, so that more and more can come aboard here, as Ashira has said, when the third wave comes, and more will awaken as a result of this. Question: so what you're saying is, that it's not going to really demonstrate itself until enough of the higher frequencies are in the lower third dimensional realm, for the material aspect, the RV, the Nizara, and all that type of thing, will become an illusionary reality, and in the material realm actually. One who serves, yes, but your higher frequencies will not manifest in the lower 3D realm, they will manifest in the higher 3D, and even into the 4D, and certainly into the 5D. So all of this, though, cannot happen in the lower 3D realm here, in your old paradigm, and your old business as usual. The frequencies must raise enough so that these changes can be brought about, so that you have your new golden age here. Question: so in order for people to really understand that, the ones that are thinking in terms of the lower 3D are not going to be on the same wave basically, and those that are ready to move into a higher level of vibration will be experiencing this then. Is that what you're saying? One who serves, that is correct. So those that do not choose, I guess choose, or desire to raise their frequency will not experience it then. That is correct. Yeah, okay, that's pretty clear, thank you very much. Question, this is Craig. The question that we have, is the mother and father of all living, are they on the planet today, and are they going to become manifest, and show a whole new world, and create a whole new world for humanity to understand and learn and grow from? And is that the event? Ashira, mother and father. No, you have a very limited understanding of all of the spheres, all of the circles of heaven. We understand what you are asking, but we would also say that no, they are not incarnate in a body at this time on the planet because they are doing what they do in the way that they do it. And all of us who are service to them do the things that we do in the way that we do it. There are many, many, many different levels of heaven. Many different levels of angels, archangels, celestials, of the elementals in the planet here on earth, of all of those who are in service to one another and to humankind and to this planet. So we would say, do not limit yourself to thinking about answers specifically for this. Think about moving up in your vibration and gaining an understanding of the flow of the universe and how all of the parts fit into one another perfectly, respond to one another perfectly, work together perfectly, to orchestrate an event such as this perfectly. One who serves. One who serves, yes, and we only to add that you are all moving into these higher vibrations, you are all going to experience this, and as you move into these higher vibrations you will come to remember this is all about the ascension process, and much of the ascension process is remembering who you are. And when you remember who you are, all of this will come flooding back into you as an understanding, as a higher level understanding. And you will no longer be at the 3D limited understanding that you have now in many respects here. Does this answer your question? Thank you. Question, this is Marianne in Northern California, and I'm here with another person who has a question too. My question is that I know we talked about dominoes falling, and I was just wondering if the new governance and the Nizara are going to happen before the third wave or after. One who serves. Again, we say we cannot give this direct information because as we give it now as a probability, in the next moment it can shift because it is related to all that are a part of this probability of happening. So whenever anything is given that says something is going to occur in the next moment, there are so many things that can happen with all of those that are involved in that direct occurrence that can shift this into a different probability, into a different happening. So you see, we say words like soon and imminent, all of these things, but they can mean different things at different times, so it is always about the frequency. As the frequency raises enough, then all will happen in divine timing here. So sit back, relax, enjoy the show, and simply that, enjoy it. Be enjoy in every moment that you can, okay? Okay, yes, thank you. Question, this is Carol from Sacramento, California. When are our twin flames? I know we are not supposed to do, when's, wait till my frequency is up, then I'll meet my twin flame, is probably the answer, but just curious if it's after the third wave, but then again it's asking for dates, thank you. Ashira, yes, we would say that when you are of the right frequency, your twin flame does not need to come down to you, but you move up to them and embrace each other fully. Be patient, the time is quickly come upon you. And all who are eagerly awaiting the arrival of their twin flame, speak to them now, sing to them now, gift them now, for they are with now, even if you cannot feel them or see them at this moment, okay? Okay, I did get a name, his name is Bailey. Alright. One who serves. One who serves, okay, nothing to add here. Next question. And D Hart, a little comment, because addressing this question, will it happen before such and such, will happen after, and we're also aware that the human free will is always at work, and it is a target. Our free will is a target for those, that's how they change the future, and move it in the direction they want by influencing our vibrations, our expectations, by lowering our expectations. Putting out this negative stuff that, this isn't going to happen, there's a prominent one out there right now. Stay away, I posted that on my newsletter. Don't let curiosity suck you in and give any consideration to what they're trying to influence you, with even toying with it. Consideration is going elsewhere than your higher vibration. That's the only way they can influence the future, is by influencing us and our vibrations, and turning us around. So don't play their game. Keep going forward. If you see that it's something that's going to start making you wonder, worry, doubt, that's their tool. It's your energy that they're using to change and hold us back, so don't let it happen, please. Okay, now I've got off my soapbox. One who serves, very well said, and very well said. Be in the now, all the time. And D Heart, thank you. Yes, and the upward now. Don't let anybody trick you into going backwards, just get out. Okay. Question: Hi, my name is Franklin and I'm from Jonesboro, Georgia, outside of Atlanta, Georgia. I have two questions. One of the questions is that a person had called me about the West Coast. Is there any problems with the West Coast as far as when the event happens? Are they going to have like massive earthquakes or whatever? I know you talked about negativeness, but some friends on the West Coast have wondered about that. One who serves, we can put your mind to ease here, or rather your hearts to ease, because these things that have been predicted from time to time, and we know and understand that various scientists are coming forth and saying the big one is coming, or Yellowstone is going to erupt, or whatever it might be. And we can say that there are various happenings across the planet as the Earth is shifting, as Gaia is breathing here, as Gaia is releasing much energy that needs to be released. So there will be these happenings, but they are being mitigated by those of the galactics, especially who are working to assist mankind, so that these various catastrophes and calamities cannot occur here, not in a large portion here. So much as this was in the old timeline, the old convictions, and it has been shifted greatly, so that is no concern as to anything major of this nature, and certainly if there was something going to be major, there would be enough ships out there that can evacuate at a moment's notice if the need arose for this. But they are monitoring this. Know that there are many forces at work that are monitoring all that is happening here on the planet. So these things are, as I say here, being mitigated, to keep anything major from occurring. That's in all circumstances, not only earthquakes, but volcanoes and storms, and all of these things, to assist mankind in moving through this ascension process. Anything to add here, Ashira? Ashira, no thank you. Question: Okay, the other part of it is, if anything happens like that, will the portal at Mount Shasta still be functional, even if something like that does happen? I know you're supposed to be from Hollow Earth from inside. Will that portal still be active as far as people going to the mountain and seeking, I guess, entrance? One who serves, my dear friend, there are many portals opening across the planet in many respects that were not open previously, or not to the awakening public. They were available to those forces who knew about them, and could manipulate, and work with them, and keep them from you. But these portals are being opened now. And many more are going to be, and the one you speak of, Mount Shasta, certainly is one of them, but it has been there for a very long time, and it will continue to be there for a very long time as well. Ashira, you are directly from there, so do you wish to address this any further? Ashira, no, I'm just going to say, again, the first part of your question rose concerns about what could be happening to the West Coast, so taking that out of the picture, and knowing that Mount Shasta is perfectly safe from any type of hardship to come its way. And again there are so many portals from inner Earth, from Middle Earth, that move throughout this planet, and you will be seeing more portals open as your energy rises, and there are more of those from Hollow Earth who want to come to the surface. You will see those energy portals rising around you, around this planet, and around this country for sure. So hold on, you are going to begin to see many more things than you ever suspected that were going to be there. Okay, thank you. Question, would you please allow me one last question? Okay, with the opening of certain portals, will we be able to go from one dimension to, I'm saying from one part of our galaxy to another part of the galaxy through some of the portals that they have, or are they called wormholes, where you can enter at one point and when you pass through you are changed so you can breathe the atmosphere in another galaxy? Will we be able to do that after the event? Ashira, down the road. Thank you. What you see first are these portals that will take you into inner Earth. Those are the first ones that will be rising, and you will see as the pyramids around the world open their grids, their ley lines, and also their dimensional portals as they have. But all of these are going to be transporting people around this planet initially to give you the opportunity to get used to that technology. Not something that you're going to be accustomed to, and so once you become accustomed to this, then you will be able to ride through many, many different portals in the far future into any landscape that you want. Alright? Thank you. One who serves, we would add to this one thing, that this idea of portals, as Ashira has said, they will open up to a great deal, but in the past here, many of you have experienced portals at one point or another, and in one form or another. When you walk into a certain space, mostly in nature, and you walk into that space, and you feel a rising in vibration, you feel an elatedness, a joyfulness come over you. Or the opposite, you feel being pulled down, you feel depressed, you feel nauseous, all of these types of things. These are portals, and these portals have been there for a long time, and they are shifting, they shift from time to time. So you can experience one day at a certain place, and the next time you go there it could be gone. And there are programs that the Cabal has been working with for some time that monitor these portals, so they are very much aware of them, and they monitor these, and they can tell when one is going to open, and when one is going to close, and where it's going to move to. They have this technology, they have kept it from you certainly, but these things will all be opened up to you. Ashira, so Anne, let us look for 3 more questions please. Question, hi, my name is Justin, and I'm from Tampa, Florida. I had a vision in a meditation the other day that I wanted to ask about. Just a little preface, my wife about 3 months ago, my twin soul, had a reconnection with Metatron, Archangel Metatron. She basically can go into a state and talk to him. It's not like a channeling, but it's like a direct communication. Basically, what happened was, I was in the vision, I was in a crystal white bed, and I woke up in a very beautiful garden, and walked over to a tree and sat down, and then the entire landscape environment I was in morphed. I went from looking up at the night sky and seeing the northern lights, to being on a beach, and then being in a meadow with a really majestic mountain behind me. And a ship landed in this meadow, and the ramp opened up, and Sananda walked down the ramp, and I looked to my right and my twin flame Diana was with me, and he gestured to us to walk up into the ship. And the ship was unlike anything I've ever seen before. It looked like the ship was breathing, all of the walls were translucent. I looked to my left, and Metatron and his twin flame were sitting there, and we sat down next to them, and they started to speak to us telepathically, and they basically told us that they love us very much, and that we are going through an awakening process, and that each and every one of us is special to them, and that we have to trust in the universe, and to know that we are all loved and all supported by them. And then I looked to my right, and Saint Germain was there, and the wall behind him opened in the ship, and we were not on wherever we were before, we were in the middle of space, it seemed like, and there were all of these white orbs around the ship, and there was this green energy that was flowing through the white orbs, and that was the end of the vision. And I just wanted to ask if there was any insight, was that a memory, was that an out-of-body experience I was having during the meditation? It felt so vivid and so real, and I've never experienced anything like that before, so it was very, very intriguing to me. And everyone I've shared it with, when I described it to them, they got very emotional and they all felt like they were there with me, and it was just an absolutely beautiful experience. I just had never felt that intensity of love and connection that I felt in that vision, and it was just amazing, so I just wanted to see if there was an insight about that. One who serves, Ashira, do you wish to? Ashira, yes. This is a wonderful vision, my friend, and yes, take it for what it was. Take it for an experience that you had and that you went in wide awake and you sampled it and experienced every part of it that you had an opportunity to experience. And how wonderful that you shared telepathically and you knew exactly what was being exchanged. This is an outstanding opportunity for you to take this into the future, to give you something else to hold onto, because you know to what you are doing. You know who you are, and whatever else comes up in this world, in this life, you know for sure that you have a wonderful existence, as you raise your vibration and move forward. All right? Thank you. One who serves. One who serves, yes, and this is an example of the glimpses that all of you are going to have at one time or another, in different respects certainly, maybe not quite so vivid, maybe more vivid. And some will see, some will feel, but all will experience these various sensations and deep feelings and deep memories. You are all going to experience this as this goes along, as your process continues. Thank you, much love to all. Question, hello and all, this is Judy from near Tacoma, Washington. I have a question. First I'll give a little bit of background, it's going to be short. Dr. Stephen Greer, he kind of compiles whistleblowers that has to do with, you know, government secrets and all that. And he speaks to a lot of the galactics, and he has document after document of things that the government has done to us. But anyway, one thing he said that they might try to pull off, is a mock alien invasion to bring fear of the galactics to the population. Are we really beyond that now? One who serves, you are so far beyond that it's not even necessary to speak about. It was called the Blue Beam Operation, Project Blue Beam. I'm glad to hear we're way beyond that. Yes, that was in the works by various forces of the cabal, and they have realized that it is not going to work. They have been kept from doing this, so it is not even a concern at this time. Okay. Thank you, that's all I have, and I'll move on and let you get on to the last call. Thank you so much and sending you love. Question, hello, it's Gabby in Philadelphia. Okay, so great questions. I learned so much from the questions that come in, such a variance of information in clearing up, you know, the little pieces in the puzzle, you just snap them into place when you get that last piece. So here's a piece that's still open for me, and I understand from a previous question, about the frequency being that the vibration is everything. As we raise our vibration, we help others to raise, and we're mighty close now. Liking that. Recognizing that that's going to bring forth that reality that we're all holding to, concerning Nizara, and the RV, and everything like this. Yet this one niggling little piece that became a question, that I didn't think I had, but now I do, around that. And that is if vibrationally, we are in a high enough place for this to manifest, yet I was understanding that there will still be those in the lower 3D that will not experience this, is what I think what you said. and if they're not experiencing it, it made me go immediately to a picture of the farmer in the field with another person with his wife, and one leaves, and one is left behind, and so that's a dimensional thing where you're next door, but one's a higher vibration than the other, that you can't see them anymore. Does that figure into something here? I just wasn't sure. One who serves, very much so. You are speaking exactly as it was meant to be, and there is going to be what is the word here, a separation of those who are ready to go, or rather, choose to go. It's not so much that they're ready to go, to experience the higher vibrations and the ascension. It is those who choose to. Because there will be many who will not choose to. This is what we are finding now, based on vibration, as we look across the planet, and we can see all of the various lights that come on, is showing an awakening process. And there are many still that are not awakened, as you know, but they are going to come to a point during this process, where they are going to be given the choice by their own higher God self, and they will either choose to go along or not, and if they choose to not, they will be accommodated in the respect that they need to be. We cannot go into where they will go, or anything of this nature, although we have shared this previously. It is actually a three-step process, but not going into that at this time, maybe another time of year. Ashira, anything to add here? Ashira, no thank you. One who serves, very good. Question, so concerning Nizara, are those who are not ready for that, they will be advancing to the next highest place for their lessons. I guess that anybody that will experience that, along with the RV and everything else, that they've agreed with their higher selves to just figure out how to get to that place, that they're high enough that they can say, okay, we're coming with you, but they still won't be a high vibration, they can still be here to experience all that, so that their vibration can increase. Am I right about that? One who serves, yes, this is the reason for the 3 waves that have been spoken of, so it can be a process here, it can be over a period of time, or rather, frequency. And these various waves are bringing certain people along at different times, and when the 3rd wave has come, this will be the culmination, the crescendo, as Sananda has said, and this will be the time when those stragglers, you might say, those that have not yet reached the finish line, this will be the time when you, as ones who will become their mentors, will go back and give them a helping hand if they wish it. You can reach out to them if they're struggling toward the finish line. They may be walking, they may be crawling at that point, and you reach down to help them. If they take your hand and let you guide them, then that is what it will be. But some will pull their hand back and say, I don't want any of this, and they will go off on their direction as to the need for their particular vibration within them at the time. You know, I'm just in awe of this because, like many, I think on the call, you're thinking about your family members, and where they are, and all that, and of course, it's not your place to do anything but send love for that situation, but it gives you that pause like, will they make it? And I guess I have to know that everything is perfect, and it just gives the energy of pause, I guess. One who serves, everyone is on their own individual path, and if you look at it in this way, it will assist you in working through all of this, and there will not be sorrow and consternation that will come as a result of this. You will not be separated from your family members as you are thinking here, unless those family members wish to hold back. That will be their choice. Thank you, and I just want to hold up a gentleman with the vision. I was feeling the vibration, I was definitely feeling the ship breathing. It was like an opalescence, and I could see the clouds outside where the green was coming. I was feeling that, and somehow got transported right into your dream, dear. So I guess I just want to say that was fabulous. Ashira, thank you. One who serves, very good. We are done with questions now and we are going to release the channel here. The only thing we wish to say here is that, what is your saying, keep on keeping on, keep going with the flow. Allow for this process to continue to work through you and be a part of the process. Do all that you can and to assist others if they ask for it, not if they do not ask. But anyone who asks, give them assistance in whatever way that might be. Be of service. For you are moving from a service to self-system, or civilization, to a service to others' civilization, and this is part of the process as you are going through it. So assist when you can, move and go about your daily activities, and find yourself more and more in the higher vibrations as much as you possibly can, and remain there as long as you can each time that you find yourself there. And when you have this blissfulness that people are beginning more and more to speak of, be in it, be there in that moment, and stay in it as long as you can, and then share it with others. Because it will help them to know that they will also be experiencing very similar types of blissful situations as they arise. Shanti. Peace be with you. Be the one. Lady Nada, I am Lady Nada. What a wonderful day today. A day to celebrate, a day to laugh and to sing. I know we have been excited about this day with this group. We would say that those of us who serve you see you from our side much different than you see you. And we see that frequency, that vibration has risen so much as just to be the edge of everything coming forward. The vibration across the planet is on that side waiting to just topple over and allow everything to flow freely into your lives. One of the things that is important for you to know is that at this point in time, children who are born into this planet are fifth-dimensional beings. This has been in process over a period of time. This has been in process for a child here and a child there, 2 or 3 children here, 2 or 3 children there. But as of today, those children who were born to this planet carry that signature, carry their vibrational frequency. They come into families that are open or not, ready to give of themselves, ready to give of who they are to one another and to the rest of the world. These new children are abundantly blessed, and they give each and every one of you opportunities to open doors with family members, with friends, and with others who are having children. Those of you who know someone who is pregnant, if you can talk to them about this. We are excited because this is part of this orchestration, this is part of what we have come to do with you. And as these children come into these families, and the third wave comes into the planet, everything shifts, and we are so excited about that. So this has indeed been a long day. One that we are proud to be a part of, thankful to be a part of, and we give thanks for each and every one of you on the phone, those who read these words, those in this room. Thank you for all of the support that you give to us so that we again may give out into the world. We bless you.